If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, today I'm going to provide some guidance based on my experience after 1 year. Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Inner Wisdom Life Guidance. Today I'm recording from Canmore, Alberta. It's a little bit cold and a little bit different than Costa Rica, which was my previous video. But anyways, let's embrace the cold and let's talk about YouTube. The first thing that I recommend you ask yourself is, why do you want to start the YouTube channel? What's the purpose of your channel? What do you want to do? Do you want to be a famous content creator? Do you want to entertain people? Do you want to share something that you love? Do you want to help people? There's different reasons why you want to start a YouTube channel, but I think that's the first thing that you may want to ask yourself. Why do you want to do it? And I'll tell you from my experience, if you want to be a famous content creator and you want to have many followers, millions of views or thousands of views, that is very difficult. It is very challenging. So if that's your driver, it might be a little bit challenging for you to keep going on your channel. In my case, I decided to just try to put content out there that could help other people. That's my intention. And if I have 20 followers or 20 views in a video and I help one person, I met my purpose. If I have 1 million views in one of my videos and I help one person, I met my purpose. So that's at least how I like to look at it. The second thing that I would like you to think is, how much time do you actually have to work on this? It's a lot of time. And one of the key things that you need when you have a channel is consistency, meaning that you should be working on your videos constantly. You should be putting videos out there constantly, new episodes. That's very important. And if you're not very consistent, what's going to happen is that your videos are not going to get a lot of exposure because the algorithm sees that your channel is not constantly putting out new content. So keep that in mind. One other item that you may want to consider is investment. How much money do you want to invest on your channel? It's not only about time, but also equipment. Do you want or do you need a camera? Do you want a tripod? Do you want different lenses? What about microphones? There's all these things that you may want to get that maybe you don't have right now. My recommendation is start with what you have, and as you grow and as you do this more often, you are going to realize first if you really like this or not. And if you don't, then you don't have to sell all this equipment that you bought. But that's very important. Going back to the investment part and also related to time, maybe you need an editor. So in my case, for the last two questions, in my case, I don't have a lot of time to work on this. I have a full-time job, my family, I have other hobbies, other responsibilities, other projects going on. So working on this is very limited, the time that I can invest. And for that reason, I have a great editor. He's an amazing guy. He does a great job with my videos. And of course, there's a price, there's a cost of doing this. So again, you have to assess if you're going to pay someone else and how much money it's going to be, and if you can afford it or not. Or maybe you have the time to learn to do this yourself, which that'll be excellent. But again, in my case, I prefer to hire someone who's an expert in doing this. I'm okay doing the investment, and especially because I don't have the time to do it. The last thing that I'm going to share is the algorithm. I think that the algorithm is the devil because it's going to control and define what type of content is going to be promoted in YouTube. So if you don't produce content that aligns with what the algorithm is looking for, your videos are not going to get the same exposure as others. And I'll tell you something funny that happened to me that I started noticing like 3 years ago. There's all these channels that I follow, and I started noticing that and they post great content. They're great content creators. But suddenly I started noticing that they were posting their videos with these kind of fear-mongering titles. Like, I don't know, do this now before it's too late. the top 5 practices to make sure that you don't die, like, you know, all these fear. And I was like, what's going on? Why are they posting videos like this? And then as I started researching, I realized that what was happening was that the algorithm changed, and now it was promoting videos that had these type of titles. And I find that to be like so bad. You know, if you produce good content, you don't need to write a title that's, you know, about fear. I don't like that. So again, something to keep in mind. It's your decision if you want to do what everyone else is doing, or if you want to be yourself. And my recommendation, of course, is that you should be yourself, be your authentic self, do what you believe makes sense, and do your best. To wrap up today's episode, so what do you think after a year of being in YouTube? I think I've learned a lot. It's been a great experience, a great process. Something that I realized indeed is that the time commitment is a challenge. If you are able to spend a lot of time on this, do it. If you can't, just remember that, yeah, your channel maybe is not going to get a lot of exposure, and maybe you're not going to get that many views compared to other people that are posting. Some people post daily or every week. So keep that in mind, but don't give up. Something that I may want to give a shot to later this year. Maybe I'm going to try and post stuff in other platforms such as Rumble and see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you already have a YouTube channel and you have any advice, go ahead and share it. And remember, if you want to book a one-on-one appointment with me, you can do it at iwlifeguidance.com. And see you next week on the next episode. Bye for now.